All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Light episode today. Haven't done this in a while. Not a lot to talk about. Not a lot of college football happening. I think baseball's the talk of the podcast today. I know Lou's excited for that. Big baseball guy. Maybe a little college football bowl projections. I know Ty wanted to talk about that, but we might just breeze on through that today. Wemby first game jersey sold. Ohtani Babe Ruth dual auto sold. The buybacks here with Acuna and Ohtani. We'll talk about that. Q&A play of the week. So we got some stuff there, but not a lot else to talk about, I don't think, today. Right, Lou?
Nope, you're going to start, and you're going to be honest with everyone on the microphone right now, and we're going to talk about it. So you go first.
Yeah.
Also, it's good to see everyone. It's been a long time. Happy to see everybody. Happy to be back.
Yeah, it has been 3 weeks, I think, since we've been here recording.
Yeah,
an eventful 3 weeks at that.
Yeah, so I'll definitely get into the Ohio State chatter. I know Lou's been waiting all year for this, so
we're going to get into it right now.
I'll give him his moment. On a more serious note, I talked about it a little bit on social. My son was sick pre-holiday, so unfortunately wasn't able to record, do a lot of things. But Lou, Ty, and I, kind of talked to those guys. I think that's what's on my mind the most this morning is you learn a lot of nothing puts things into perspective more than being sick with an infant in a hospital. A lot of unknowns. Really, I think I learned a lot in the last month about, I'm not going to get too deep here, but just things get put into perspective when you spend a lot of time in a hospital and do a lot of, tests and have a lot of unknowns and stuff like that. So, I'm certainly, as much as I'm not looking forward to talking about this, I'm really looking forward to talking about this because when you're in there and, problems outside of there seem so like problems you would, beg to have. Like, oh, I don't want to talk about Ohio State getting throttled for the third straight year. And, but again, those are problems you definitely take when you're in there. So, excited to be back. Ohio State, Michigan.
What's it like to be a fraud? What's it like for everything you believe in to be a lie?
It's not good. It's not.
What's it like to have the worst head coach in the country?
Well, it's definitely not the worst head coach in the country.
The biggest loser of a head coach in the country. Yeah,
definitely not the biggest loser of a head coach in the country. For sure not. What's going to suck is that, there's a couple things. Like, obviously, if you beat them, it really sends Michigan into a dark place because what's coming next year, we can joke about it all you want, but, all of these, vacated wins, these loss of scholarship, these things are coming. So, it sucks that, this win's going to be vacated, but we couldn't get it done anyways. It sucks, but, we got to make some changes for sure. Lou,
head coach, perhaps?
No.
You don't think it's a problem that the leader of your program spent the last year crying about Michigan and got his face punched in again? You don't think that's a problem?
Well, you make it sound like the crying, so Ryan, regardless of what you want to believe, Ryan Day didn't report Michigan, but
okay.
So is Michigan cheating the problem, or is Ryan Day telling on Michigan?
Did they cheat? Yes. Did they cheat on Saturday?
No. Hand up. We got
it. So the cheating didn't matter then.
That game, yes, 100%.
What about all the other games?
Cheated.
But did it matter?
Well, yeah.
Based on what?
They cheated. You're not allowed.
But how did it help them? Tell me how.
Well, if you know every play that's coming, it would make it easier to win.
They didn't know every play on Saturday. It didn't matter.
Correct. That's correct.
1-0 with the game on the line.
1-0. Don't vacate that win.
So we're going to keep that win.
For sure, keep that win.
Great, we'll keep that win. No problem. Okay,
deal.
So what's it like to know that you had the best player in the country for the last 2 years and he didn't beat your rival once? What's it like to have an entire graduating class and not defeat Michigan once?
Awful. Terrible. I have more gold pants than Marvin Harrison. Seriously.
Correct.
I
always will.
I always will. I have more gold pants. No. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it is definitely hard. Like, there is a path for Ohio State back. It's not going to happen this year. Like, we
Back
got
to
help.
what?
CFP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got help last year with Utah. Shout out to them beating USC, but need too many things to happen this year. Need Texas to lose, need Florida State to lose. I don't think that's going to happen.
Need to win the most important game of the season.
Yeah, sure. And I think that's what sucks about this is because next year will be different. Because this year, like, that is what makes the game fun is it matters. It matters so much. Like, if we would have lost, like, if we lost next year and we're both 1-2 in the Big Ten again, all right, we'll see you next week. Like, we would be playing them this Saturday. Like, we'd be playing them. So it's like, I don't know if I like that part of it. I like that it matters. I like that it's like win or go home. Like, we went home. Like, I don't love that, but like we lost. So, yeah, some I think the big thing for Ohio State now is there has to be changes made by Ryan Day that I don't know if they will happen. The special teams coordinator, most teams don't have special teams coordinator. Ours has got to be the worst in America. You know, the 4th and 1 on the 45-yard line. He's averaging 30 yards a punt and we punt it. Like, I don't know why we're going for that. Like, regardless of the play before should have been reviewed. It was, you know, knee wasn't down, got a first down. Why? I don't know why we didn't learn from the Peach Bowl. 38 seconds left. We're going to run the clock down and kick a 52-yarder in 30 degrees. Like, you're just playing scared. It's just a scared thing, man. Like, you're playing not to lose. It sucks.
Yeah. Ty, Ryan sounds like the Jets fans when they blame, like, the special teams coordinator for the team being terrible.
Yeah.
It starts at the top, Ryan. The top of your program is Ryan Day.
Who would you like Ohio State to have?
To be a head coach?
Yeah, like, if it's not Ryan Day, then who is it?
I don't know. I'd have to go through the list of
because Vrabel's not coming back. You don't want Urban Meyer back. Like, what's the option?
What's the Urban? There's talk on Urban taking over somewhere, right? Michigan State did hire a coach.
That was there was buzz around that for a minute.
That was what we call fake news.
It was, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day, like, the fact that Ohio State has had C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, Chase Young, J.K. Dobbins, Marvin Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and has this many national titles is just foolish. It's tough.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Jets at a certain time, but there's definitely some Ohio State DNA that I'm not a big fan of infecting my team as well.
Look. All right. Well, there's my 5 minutes of pain.
Tyler, what did you think about the game? It was, it's the class of your conference. You love the big.
I thought it was a great football game. I think anyone that watched it enjoyed the football game.
It was a fun game.
It was a home game for Michigan. And, I think they are a really good team. And I hope to see Georgia play Michigan in the chip because I think those are the two best college football teams.
I agree. Do you think those are the two best?
I think those are the two best teams.
What are you laughing at? Who are the two best?
Top to bottom, I think those are the best squads. Bro.
Are you crazy, Ryan? What are you talking
about? You guys, you're I'm not saying you're not top 5.
That's why Michigan's top 2.
There's a delta between Penn State, Ohio State, and Georgia, Michigan.
I agree. There's
subtle,
the top
but
of
it's
the conference, and then there's the middle class.
And I'd probably say it's because they have exponentially more NIL dollars flowing into both teams than our teams do, but there is a difference. And Georgia and Michigan Michigan was a little bit more buttoned up. And J.J. McCarthy's a far better quarterback than the dude that you guys got and the dude we have right now.
Did you watch?
I mean, we have our quarterback coming back. Is McCord coming back?
He'll be back.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys I talked to that cover the team said McCord's going to be there. But if you listen to Buckeye Twitter, it's DeQuan Finn from Toledo or Malik Murphy from Texas. I think a lot of
try someone else.
I don't know. If you look at the last play of the game, the one where he threw the interception. Both of our guards are on their ass on the ground. Marvin's
getting bullied by Michigan.
Carmen, bullied for sure.
Bullied.
Bullied. Marv's coming right across the middle. McCord has a second longer, hits him wide open. Lines.
That's fair.
I looked at the PFF grades from every single player on offense and defense. bottom 5 for Ohio State, 5 bottom guys on offense were linemen.
Michigan has a really good. That's because they're of Michigan, not because of them.
Yeah, they built their team around the defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's line has been a problem all year. Like, this isn't, like, new.
O-line?
Yeah, I mean, not very good. I mean, yeah, it sucks.
So, okay, we have to wrap it up. But where do you go from here? What's your bowl game? The Rose Bowl? No.
Rose Bowl is part of the playoff. If we don't get in, it's likely Louisville in the Peach Bowl.
Oh, yeah, you'll punk those guys. What about you, Ty?
The problem is nobody will play.
Doesn't matter. You should still punk Louisville.
Okay, fair.
I think we'll probably get Washington or Oregon, potentially Missouri, which would be the worst. But I'd love to play either Washington or Oregon, and the majority of our guys will play.
Yeah, and I don't think Penix or Knicks will play in a bowl game.
Mm-mm.
You don't?
No.
Chance.
Love
in
that.
a non-playoff
Knicks
game, no
wants
way.
No part of our defense.
I wouldn't either if I was him.
Yeah.
He's about to win the Heisman. There's no reason to go out on an L.
Who do you think's going to win the Heisman?
Whoever wins
the LSU quarterback.
You think?
Yeah.
I think it's whoever wins the Oregon.
I think if Bo Nix beats Washington and avenges his one loss and has a good game, it'll be Bo Nix. I think if Penix wins, because Penix has had some games, I think it'll be Jaden Daniels.
That makes sense. I have a plus 1,000 Bo Nix ticket I've been sitting on since September.
Do you? That's nice.
Yeah.
That's dope.
All right. What else is on your guys' mind since I just took 7-8 minutes of a beating?
Yeah, let's talk Jets. Tyler and I's New York Jets, the worst football team in the history.
No way. The Patriots, excuse my language, the Patriots are terrible. They're way worse. Way worse.
They beat the Jets.
You at least have talent on your team. You have good players.
We have the worst offense in the history of the NFL. That's a fact.
I would no. Your offense can't be as bad as ours.
Okay, no, it is. We have the worst offense in 50 years.
No.
Here, let me give you a quick little stat from yesterday. Every day I find a new stat, and I like to send it in our Jets chat. Tyler loves it, I think. We lost.
I do.
We lost Elijah Vera Tucker, who's like our best offensive lineman in Denver a few weeks ago. Since then, Breece Hall is averaging 0.0 yards per carry before contact.
So
there's 38 players. Correct. There's 38 running backs who have 50 plus carries in the time since this injury has occurred, meaning feature number one running backs. In that time period, Breece Hall is averaging 0 yards before contact, and he's dead last.
Oh, God.
The Jets are terrible, and I want to come on here and I want to apologize for believing in the lies that I was told on Hard Knocks and the lies that I was told by the Jets. I will never believe them again. I think this season has permanently damaged my brain about how I'm going to approach football, professional football, going forward.
This might be I might be damaged too.
I'm in a weird place. Like I don't trust anything that the Jets are going to say with this crew of leadership, but they can't do anything about it until Rodgers is gone. And now I sound like I'm like Aaron Rodgers, get out, because that's the new thing in Jets land. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that.
No, what is it?
People want Aaron Rodgers to retire.
What was that?
Why? So you can get out of the contract?
Correct, because if you're out of the contract, you can fire the coach and the GM. You can't fire the coach and the GM as long as Rodgers is around. And the offensive coordinator, who's leading the worst offense in the history of football.
So what do the Jets need to do to be good next year?
Get a new head coach, a new GM, a new offensive coordinator.
Oh, you're done on Salah.
Ty, your internet is jumping around a little bit, but yes, I'm out.
Oh gosh.
I don't believe him. His whole thing is based around belief in him as a guy, and I don't believe him. He should go run some stairs or something,
I'm out, bro. I've been out since Monday night, Chargers game. Second down. First drive. The biggest moment of
the overthrow on the
quarterback's career. That's correct. 10 yards over the tight end's head for a simple first down on the first throw of Monday night at home. You're 4-3, I think we were.
We were.
You win that game,
and
we should have won that game. And our quarterback does a 3-step drop with no pressure and airmails it over his head. I haven't been checked in since that moment. And now we've benched him and demoted him to third string. And I
And it's
hope we
helped.
lose every game because that would be the right thing for the franchise. What won't
That would be the right
happen
thing for the franchise.
is we'll lose every game. We'll go on a little 3-game heater to close out the season.
Yep.
Like, Boyle will do his thing in the last 2-3 games. We'll end the whole Patriots situation and get a middle draft pick and get super fired up again.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We're going to be year.
We're going to be the ones who secure Drake May or Marv for the Patriots at the end of the season. And it's going to be, we're finally going to break the streak of 16 straight against the Patriots.
100%.
And it's going to be to secure them
100%.
Marv or Drake May.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, by the way, it's not even going to be Boyle. It's going to be Trevor Siemian. And, Ohio State's finest Garrett Wilson catching touchdowns. So, that's what's going to happen for sure.
That's exactly how I see it going. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I will say, Penn State, I was in a tough spot for a while, but I'm kind of back. I'm excited for a potential nice bowl game and to make a little statement in that bowl game. Obviously, we lost 2 games this year to number 2 and number 3 ranked team at the time, which is tough. You got to get over the hump. But next year, the entire landscape changes. 12 teams. If that was this year, we'd be heading into a road game, probably going down to Texas or something like that. And so I can't be too down. Aller, the offense coordinator, got fired. We got to hire a big offense coordinator. I love if somehow Joe Brady comes home. New budget. Yep, new budget alert.
That's my favorite talking point in the entire world is that Penn State has a coaching budget. I love it so much.
It matters. It matters. It went all the way through state court. It went through state court, bro.
Did it really?
Real shit. Yes.
Oh my God.
It's actually a big deal, but it's also funny to say.
Bro, it's the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth.
And but then the other thing that's on my mind is I'm in heavy Harry Potter mode. Heavy Harry Potter mode.
Why?
I don't know if my internet's in or out. We're probably gonna have to talk to a technician around here.
Yeah, mostly out.
But the golden auction closed. The Harry Potter book.
What'd the book do?
The book. Do you guys know? Don't look.
I'm not gonna
look.
No idea. No clue in the world.
Where are you guys at? Over, under? Over. Yeah, give me a number.
I would have said over under $1 million.
I was gonna say
interesting.
350K.
Well, it was already at 550K.
No, it was at 55K, bro. It
I thought it was
100 grand. Plus,
I thought it was at 550.
It was 122. 122
Gotcha.
total. And
Way off.
And it won with 32 bids. The previous one on Golden sold about a year ago on December 28th, 2022 for 114, including buyer's premium on 9 bids.
So consistent.
To me, that book is, I'm like, I got to do all I can to try and get my hands on one of those books. I might just sell everything that I own, including this sweatshirt, to try and get that book. It's pricey, but it's not crazy. Then there's also, if you'd search, there's a nice wand that was used for Deathly Hallows that was sold recently. I think I'm just going to become a Harry Potter collector. It's kind of where I'm at.
You should.
I think that's where I'm at. And, the triple autos, I think I'm going to dive in before the HBO show releases in about 20 months. I might also become I might just go live outside the set of the HBO show and just really go there and just be
I thought you were about to become a big live golf guy.
I might. I haven't thought about that, but I might.
Okay. That triple auto.
I'm more like I might just.
Yeah,
it's up there.
That triple auto is 1A or 1B on my grail list.
I've been fantasizing about all things Harry Potter. It's the holiday season. That's when it starts to turn up. And then the other thing is one of the best footy goals that you could possibly see occurred this past weekend. It was sick. I was watching it live in front of a fire. It was beautiful.
Insane. That kid is so good.
Yeah, he's a stud. Young Argentine, but looks up to Cristiano Ronaldo. which is an interesting thing.
That seems like a
did the
problem.
Ronaldo Selly, because he's a Manchester United kid and Ronaldo Manchester United, but Messi, he did the Ronaldo Selly. Messi was kind of like,
Ty, real quick,
those are things that are on my mind.
This is a great question for the audience too. Audience, feel free to drop a comment on YouTube or on YouTube. Would love to know. You can only buy one guy forever. Who you buying, Ronaldo or Messi?
One guy forever.
Can't buy the other guy.
Man, that's so tough.
Messi or Ronaldo, Lou?
I'm going Messi, I think. But Ty having some decision makes me change my mind.
I know. I think the quick
It's gotta
answer is
be- it's gotta
Messi,
be
but
Messi.
I think I'm going Ronaldo.
Is that just to be different?
No,
Is that just because of the
Okay.
name?
No. It's actually just like like what he's doing in Saudi and the global. I just think he has a larger collector base. So if I'm thinking about it from a return on investment of someone that I'm buying, I think Ronaldo will have more legs long term. I think he's a little bit more global. As a player, I enjoy Messi. His style of play, what he's accomplished, that World Cup, which was just about, I think, a year ago, maybe in the last week or so. Messi, from an enjoyment standpoint, sure. If I'm thinking about investing in the cards, only person I can buy long term, I'm thinking Ronaldo, because I think what he's doing over in Saudi, a whole new collector base, obviously a lot of disposable income over there, what he accomplished for Real Madrid, another unreal club, Manchester United. Like, he's done it everywhere, and I think that's why he has a lot more of a following and presence and just appeals to a wider base. But Messi is literally God to a lot of people.
I think it would be Messi.
I think it would be Messi as well, just with the recent World Cup and everything too. But do you think is the Ronaldo in Saudi thing working out for him, or
it's working out for him? I don't know. He's making it crazy. I mean, he's making it crazy amount of money. The league is slowly growing. I don't think it's. I just mean the Saudis are probably looking at him like he came over and is representing us the same way Americans are looking at Messi.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I just feel like Ronaldo, and also, what do I know? I'm not that tuned into soccer, but or footy, but I feel like since the Saudi move, he's kind of been under the radar outside of like a few little highlights here and there. But maybe I'm wrong about that.
I would say to the American consumer on the surface, Messi's been everywhere. Ronaldo's been nowhere.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a fair point. I'm comparing the two.
But his Instagram's still fun.
All right, we're now a few weeks in. Topps Chrome Update Baseball released. The search for the 101 debut patch autos. I think David Adams put out bounties. I think it was 100K on Jordan Walker, and I think it was 275, 250K, something like that on Volpe. Bobby, is it 150K? I thought it was more. 150K on Volpe. For some reason, I thought it was more. But either way, multiple six-figure offers. It was Jordan Walker and Anthony Volpe. While those ones have yet to pop, Bobby said, 150K. So it's 150K on Anthony Volpe. While those ones have not surfaced yet, I do have a couple sales, and they're actually some pretty strong numbers. And a lot of guys I haven't heard of. Lou, I don't know if you can help me here.
A couple of them, but not a lot of them.
Braden Bistro sold for $19.99, like $2,000. Jake Irvin sold for $4K. Lucas Urseg sold for $3,050. George Soriano sold for $4,500. And Johnny Bitro sold for $4,600.
Yeah, these are selling for a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Sheesh.
I think they're like too expensive, to be honest. I thought they were going to be more in like the 1,000 to 2,000 range, not 6,000.
I will say, I don't own any of them. I don't intend to own any of them. It is a really, really cool card in concept. Like, when you think about it, these players made debuts. That patch was on their first ever jersey. Like, if you collect, dude, if you told me I could have the NFL shield from Donnie Nicky's first game ever,
yeah,
gosh, I would sell a lot of stuff to buy that. I wouldn't care. I would sell a lot, crazy stuff to buy that thing. So, if you're a player collector, you went to high school with one of these guys, you're college boys with one of these guys, these cards are about as cool. I don't know if you could ever get cooler for a player that you collect than this card right here. This
I
is
agree
probably the
wholeheartedly.
peak of that player's card. It's core. Bowman Chrome Supers, I get those, are more desired in card world. But in terms of like real, actual, meaningful value, to me, it's got to be this card. Game
Dynasty
worn,
patch is close, but that's it.
game worn, one of one, only one in the world of a debut patch on their first ever jersey they wore when they took the field in Major League Baseball. Their start of their career, nothing cooler than that.
It's fair. Yeah, I want the Astros ones. JP France, I know, has one. I think Hunter Brown has one as well, I would assume. Oh, no, he was the year before, so no. But the prices are just a little too high for me right now, I think. Maybe it probably has to cool down a little bit, and I would imagine that it does, and some of the lesser-known guys will sell for less, and I can't imagine JP France is selling for a ton, but I want them.
I actually don't think it's going to slow down. I think it's going to go the opposite way. Because the Braden Bistro, I think, was the first one that got put up for 2,000 or best offer, and it got clicked at 2K. So all of the other ones are since that one sold. So every one since has done 3,000 or more. Yeah.
But can't you say that's how it happens for a lot of these things? Like the first one.
Sure. That's a fair argument. Like, I don't know it's going to go up. Again, like, I'm not buying any.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the checklist right now and see which ones have been pulled. Does that website exist where you could see like what's been pulled, or did I imagine that?
I'm not sure.
I would like to see the list of what's been pulled so far and how they're all selling comparatively. I'll text you the tweet. Thank you, Bobby. We're going to pull up the list real fast. But yeah, I mean, there's some like really big time guys on here. And I think it's one of these things. I hope they're going to continue year over year, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah. Would you agree that it's like the best execution they've done so far in terms of like a rollout of a product?
That or the Wemby Bowman Chrome.
Wemby Bowman Chrome is a good one as well.
Pretty good.
I'm just thinking about this compared to like the Taco Fractor in terms of like the way they hyped it up versus what it turned out to be.
You know what? Like, listen, I don't want to make this a full praise Topps moment, but Topps has done some pretty cool things in a short amount of time. The Wemby Green Auto event, the logo or the Topps debut 101 patch, and the MVP buyback are three really, really cool promotions in a short period of time. All three positive things for the hobby in a short period of time.
It's a fair point.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think.
Where do you think the debut patch goes into next?
I love the idea of it
start to go across sport.
Eventually, it will. I and I think that's the thing that we overlook in a lot of these conversations is these things are coming down the road when Fanatics owns all of it. Like Topps Chrome Football, like I would imagine there's a offensive rookie of the year buyback, or an MVP buyback, or defensive player of the year buyback. Like seems likely. What about MVP basketball? Like Topps Chrome has Topps Chrome basketball. Like it's going to happen at some point. Baseball works really well. What's a better, like, I imagine, like, it might be Finest, it might be Supreme, like, it could be any Topps product, but I would imagine there's those type of events and other products. I can't imagine Topps would be like, you know what's really cool? We got these debut patches. Let's not ever do it with any other sport. That doesn't seem likely. Like, could you see it in MLS? Like, what if Messi had one in Topps MLS?
Oh, that'd be insane. What do you think that would sell for, Ty? That would sell for like hundreds of thousands?
Hundreds of thousands.
Millions if it has an autograph on it?
Yeah.
You can't do it now because he's already played a season, but like it would be $1 million.
That'd be sick. I saw that Sotheby's is auctioning, I think 8 of his jerseys game worn from the World Cup. Those will catch a pretty penny.
Speaking of jerseys, Victor Wembanyama's first NBA jersey. I think it was worn in the second half, I think Bobby said.
Yeah, it's technically his second jersey, but it's from his first game.
$762,000. That is a lot of money for a guy we all think looks okay so far. Looks like he could be pretty good. That's a lot of money for a guy that's played in 40, 30. I mean, I don't know how many games are in. Like, what are we, 30 games in? First one ever sells for $7.75 million. That's a lot of money.
Jokic was giving him some pretty high praise after their game, I think last night or 2 nights ago.
That's
Just saying
something.
he's going to be legit. He's going to change the way all the teams play. Like, he's going to be different.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much you guys have
That's-
watched. How much have you watched?
It's coming from him.
Watch
I watched a
Wemby or
decent
watch
bit.
basketball?
Have you watched to it, Ryan? I didn't hear what you said.
Wemby, very little. Like some, yes, but
I
like,
recommend to anyone. I think I've said this earlier in the season too, but I recommend anyone to, if you can randomly watch a Spurs game on a night where he's playing, highly recommend. It's like a weird experience. It's a weird viewing experience because he's so different. And what Tyler just said, what Jokic said was right. Like I don't understand how they play him every day, and it like completely changes the way the defense approaches a game. So it's got to be hard, like coming in there on a back-to-back to play against Wemby.
it's got to be exhausting.
Yeah.
He's a good player. He's a great,
Like you said, it's just it's a completely different game plan than most teams.
any team. There's no situation that you're going to run into throughout the season. Like
I would
Wemby.
say I would say the Nuggets are probably not far off from there with Jokic.
Maybe, but I think it's a little bit of a different.
Yeah, but
play style.
Jokic can't block shots like that.
Right.
Yeah, sure,
I don't think Jokic clogs the paint in the same way.
it's fair.
Not a lot of guys are getting 22, 11, and 6 and 4 on Jokic either.
You know, it would going back to that jersey though, it would definitely be. I don't know if it's been announced publicly who bought the jersey, but it'd be really cool to see Panini say, "Hey, we bought the jersey." Some sort of like, and I know Jay was talking about it earlier, but Victor's not going to have an NT patch auto that we know of at this point. He is a Topps guy.
Mhm.
Like he doesn't have Panini autographs. And I don't assume that'll be the case unless Topps or Panini work something out there. But it is kind of crazy to think that his NT patch auto, had he had one, would sell for as much as it would without piece of that jersey or piece of a jersey being in there. Even if Panini doesn't sign him to an autograph deal, doesn't get any autographs of him, it would still be awesome to have Victor Wembanyama game-used patches in cards. Like, we're getting,
So sick.
you know, I'm trying to think of, like, where you get jerseys from, but we're getting, like, just, like, basic jerseys with nothing. So, yeah, team store. Like, it would be nice to see actual game-used jerseys.
Team all jersey.
Yeah, I think the team all edition. I think it would be a crime if they cut up that jersey. Like that's wrong in my opinion. Maybe like a second or third game, that'd be fine. I think it's just the fact that it was the first game makes me want to say you shouldn't cut it up.
In half, so.
Yeah, and then I think
was the
Bobby was
second half.
saying Bobby with the DH game. Bobby was saying that it was worn in the third quarter. He had like 4 fouls, no points or something. It was very funny. It's like a curse
On the
jersey
bench.
that
It was
he
worn on the bench in the third
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah, it was covered by a
That's good.
sweatsuit the entire quarter. Yeah, I think it's the most expensive rookie jersey of all time, right? It has to be.
Anthony Edwards is the coolest player in the league, right?
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Wait, real quick. Did LeBron's jersey sell for more?
Is rookie year jersey?
See, $762,000 is a ton of money.
Yeah, I'm reading everything online says
It's
like
not
the
an
most expensive
insignificant
rookie
amount.
jersey of all time. So
Interesting.
Porzingis is hurt again. LeBron has now become the all-time leader in minutes played in the NBA. It's pretty cool, like, to just kind of sit for a minute and realize, as kids, obviously growing up, and we were like in this interesting spot where we were a little young catching LeBron or Jordan's end of his career, but like for the heyday of us as sports fans, we watched the greatest NBA player of all time.
yeah, I think that's
The timing of that is pretty cool.
I mean,
when
Ty, have you
think
seen
about it.
have you seen the like stats of like players over 40 and what they've done in like or over 30? I don't know how old LeBron is, 40, 41. Like you see like after they hit like, or maybe it's season 20. It's like, hey, what do you do after season 20 or 21? And it's like Vince Carter,
Everyone just-
7 points, 6 points. LeBron's like 24 points. It's like, I mean,
He's
where's
37.
LeBron? Is that what it is?
I believe he's 37. in his 21st. This was his 21st
Yeah, it's
season.
the 20th season you're thinking about, right? That's what you're.
Yeah,
that's
there's
what
like a
you're
graphic that shows like all these players, and nobody has more than 8 points. And then you see LeBron that's like way up there.
Yeah, I think the thing that is
He's 15th. He's again not what we're normal. Sorry, Lou. Not
Okay.
normally where we're expecting LeBron. He's 15th in scoring, 15th in the entire NBA.
Yeah, I mean it's 25, 7, and 6, like always. It's the same thing it's always been for the last 10 years. He's been in the same number. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Two interesting things happening in this first quarter of the NBA. The Orlando Magic are the number 2 seed in the East right now. They've been winning some big games. Paolo is a dog. Is a dog. And then Ann Edwards and the Timberwolves and Cat, who doesn't get necessarily the respect the man deserves, but the Timberwolves are the number 1 team in the West at the moment.
You know, who else is playing well? It's Chet.
For now,
well.
You don't think you don't think it'll last?
He seems like an injury guy to me, but
you smell an injury. Yeah,
it's kind of like seems up his alley. But the Timberwolves thing, like Cat wasn't getting the respect because he's been kind of weird for the last few years. You know what I mean? Like he's not exactly.
Yeah, I get that. But on court, people say he's like absolutely different, meaning his ability to play the game of basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's amazing when he wants to be. He's one of these guys when he wants to be amazing, he'll be amazing, kind of thing, right? But then the Magic, Paolo Banchero is unbelievable.
He's a beast. Who else is making them tick?
The Magic? I would imagine Wagner's got to be doing something. I don't watch it, but he's pretty good.
He's a Michigan boy, right?
Yeah.
Cole Anthony is coming into his own.
Well, they were going to trade, right? Wasn't the rumor they were going to try to trade him during the season or something?
They got a million guards.
Does Markelle Fultz get minutes? He does. Bobby's shaking his head.
Yeah, their leader in points per game is Banchero. Wagner's second, and Cole Anthony's third. Rebounds per game, Wendell Carter, Banchero, and then Goga. Assists per game, you guessed it, Banchero. Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony. Field goal percentage, Mo Wagner, Goga, and Gary Harris.
Damn. Markelle Fultz is playing 28 minutes a game.
Yeah.
They're
a good team.
Cole line. I guess he's back.
I didn't realize they were good.
They messed up his jumper when he came into the league.
Yep.
Who drafted him? Sixers?
The Sixers, they them up.
Yeah. There was a picture the other day on Twitter, and it was like, imagine being the Sixers or Lakers, because the Sixers, it went like Markelle Fultz, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown. I think it was basically 2 years in a row. Like I'm gonna get the draft order backwards, but it was like 1 year was, I think it was Fultz, Lonzo, Tatum, and then the other year was who did the Sixers take the other? Oh, Ben Simmons. Yeah, it was like Ben Simmons, Brandon
Who's
Ingram,
hurt again, by the way?
Jaylen Brown. So the Celtics got Jaylen Brown and Tatum. The same draft. The Lakers got Lonzo Ball and Ingram, and the Sixers got Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons.
Terrible.
Lonzo just got hurt. He was having a good year.
So
all
right, let's we got to move along. We got to move along here. I know there's a lot to talk about next week. We were going to have to get into some stuff here and push some back, but because we've been away, we have a ton of questions, and we've got a big play of the week. We have 6 plays of the week, so let's get into some Q&A and see what we've got going on there. Tons of questions. Let me see here. Feel free to take a look. They're in the group chat as well. Let's see what good questions do we have in here. Couple of Ohio State questions thrown in here. A few of those. Here's a good one. Best QB buy right now.
Kyler.
You like Kyler? I'm gonna just say Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I would have 2. Hurts would definitely be one of the 2. I think the Eagles are really, really good, so I think Hurts is up there.
They are.
The other guy I've been very openly buying, and I've talked about this in some of the Mail Day videos on YouTube. Anthony Richardson stuff is cheap, and he's gonna be popular at the National. Like I'm gonna die on that hill.
Like that shot.
People buy QBs at the National. The Colts are gonna do something. He's gonna be of interest to people. So to me, it's Anthony Richardson because everybody else is too high. Like not everybody's going to win the Super Bowl. I think this is the time where you've got to figure out, do you have cards of guys that are not going to be in the playoffs? Because you might want to start looking because it could get late early.
That's for sure. The reason I said Kyler was because I was watching them last weekend, and I was just thinking to myself, they're probably going to have Marv next year. So I was just thinking about Kyler Marv as a combo heading into next season, but it's probably better to hold off and wait and see if they even actually decide to keep him or move on or whatever. But yeah.
That question was from Cam Poles.
I got a question from Craig's Cards that I was trying to put together at first, but now it makes clear sense to me. Craig's Cards said, Tyler, what was the Pereira versus Jiri stare down like in person? And what he's referencing was UFC 295 at Madison Square Garden. The main event was Pereira versus Jiri, and they had this epic stare down in the ring. And for me, it was my first like real full official UFC experience at the Garden. Fairly good seats, 5 fights on the main card, 5 knockouts, all within a round and a half. Electric. And then you get to the final fight. And I didn't know too much about these fighters. Pereira, a little bit more vet to my understanding, this dude Jiri. And they just had this stare down before the fight started where they were 2 dudes looking at each other like they were going to murder each other. And
maybe we got to teach that to – we got to have one of those guys. Teach one of those guys to Ryan Day.
The fight just before was 2 heavyweights. Bro, I don't understand how any human in their right mind would have got in the ring against this dude. And the scary dude got smoked. He got knocked. He got caught and dropped. But UFC was electric. The stare down was electric. I definitely left as a much bigger UFC fan.
What about F1?
F1 Vegas. I was at F1 Vegas.
I'm so jealous. I heard like the ticket prices died.
So the race itself was electric. And what I mean by that is like, if you remove everything except for what was the race, the product of the race for an F1 fan, it's up there with the race of the year based on what I was seeing from an action standpoint, drama, interest throughout the whole thing. The last couple of laps were the 2 Red Bull guys and Charles duking it out. Positions were changing down the stretch a bunch. There was some drama in pit lane. There was a little action on the first turn out the gate, 5-second penalty. Like the race itself was pretty sick. The event, most people don't know what's going on or understand like the intricacies of a race and where to find intrigue and how things are happening. The Paddock Club, which I had access to, which is about pretty like high-end access that you can get, was crazy to me in that like the viewing was like you're like fighting for elbow room over a railing to like get a glimpse of the opening straight, which was just crazy to me. Like, yeah, but like that's like the high end. Like there was like certain people, you see these like famous people like trying to get a little spot on the railing to see what's going on. So that was maybe a little work on that going forth. Played some good blackjack, so that was fun. You know, I didn't come across a black. Yeah, we had Garage Suite, which was right next to on street level, next to the pits. So we saw when the 2 cars were coming out and together.
Which
and one
team were you near?
Ahead. I think it was. I want to say it was Alpine. It was all the way the closest, pretty much Garage Suite to the exit of pit lane.
So whoever's in last.
I don't know if they do alphabetical.
Yeah,
no, they do it by standings.
They do it by standings. So it's whoever been in last. Who would have been?
So
Lou Williams?
The first pit garage in. Yeah, it was either Williams or maybe Alpine, I thought.
Alpine's like 4th last year.
Cool. Then it
was right now it's Haas or Alfa Romero.
No, it
or
would have been based on
Alpatorin?
last year's standings. It's based on last year. They do it for the whole year.
Oh, the previous season standing. So then that is Williams.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, makes sense. So we were down there, and then we had up top. We watched the start up top, and then I went down, and it was fun. I was saying I watched the whole race with Bugga, who is a kid that won the Fortnite World Cup, arguably the best Fortnite player in the world. He was like so intrigued by all the strategy, how you're working as a team, but you're kind of not really a team, but you're a team down the stretch, how the
That
two
is
Red
very
Bull cars were
interesting.
trying to hold off Charles, push and pull of space, how you can slow down to give your other dude a draft and he can get ahead. There's a lot of like real action and comms going on down the stretch that he was really into and really understood and was like relating it a little bit to Fortnite. So that was really cool.
There's a question, and I'll kind of combat this. Joe Josh 43 says, "Why is wax so expensive if the market is overall down?" I would say wax is relatively affordable. Like certified footballs, $250, $225. Like that's pretty cheap for certified. Like for just what it is. Like let's just be honest. If Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and Will Levis had autos, it wouldn't be $250 a box. CJ Stroud stuff sells for a fortune. Have you seen CJ Stroud sales? It's a ton. So like the guys you're chasing in there are Anthony Richardson, Bijan, Puka. Like it's not Bryce Young. It's not CJ Stroud. Like it's not anything crazy. So I actually don't think wax is that high. Hoops basketball, which doesn't have Wembanyama autos, is like $200 a box. Like it's been more expensive in the past. Like that's not crazy. Could come down a little bit. It might pre-holiday, but it's I don't think wax is too bad right now. Topps Chrome update hobby baseball, which has the potential to pull those 101s. It's like $125 a box. So I think wax is, probably the most affordable it's been in a 3-year period. Wax hasn't been this affordable in quite some time. Like most blaster boxes now sell at retail, not above it. Like hobby boxes are not, I mean, we sold Prism football one year for $2,000 a box. $2,000. Like it happened. We did it. Lots of it. Tons of it. And Joe Burrow and Herbert were out and COVID was here, like wax was different. Like insane $2,000 box of Prism football. Like this when Joe Burrow base cards were selling for, Zion PSA 10s did what? $750? Like those times aren't here anymore. Like wax is the good stuff sells for a lot because breakers need it, because breakers want it. There's a finite amount of product that breakers can use. Therefore, to pull the big cards, you've got to rip the good stuff. Breakers want the good stuff because that's where you pull the good cards, and that's how you make content. That's how you create business. That's what breakers want. Most things now are outside of that are affordable. Like just named 4 or 5 products. Like I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I've been looking for people have been hitting me up for like their kids of like, yo, what should I get my son or daughter for Christmas or holiday season? And I've been looking like blaster boxes are not expensive for like any product. They're all pretty affordable.
We had blaster boxes on sale for Black Friday for under $10.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I was gonna say like, $35-$40 for Prism or whatever it is. And
I think 2021 Prism football blasters are about $40 a piece.
Yeah, it seems like I think it might seem expensive in a 10-year window or whatever, but like in the last 3 years, it's definitely down and cheaper and more affordable.
100%.
We should do play of the week.
Cool. Let's get into it. I said there's 6 this week, so this could be fun. All right, this is from SJ Cards.
What is this background we have going on here?
Oh, this is a Veriswap play. So it says traded down from the Purdy PSA 10. So it's an Optic Downtown Purdy PSA 10. He said, I traded that, received a Purdy Red Wave Prism Auto, Halliburton Sneaker Spotlight Auto, Tatum Sneaker Spotlight Auto, Jalen Green Select Auto. This trade happened right before the first offs of the season, was into the Purdy at 1.5K because I bought it in the offseason and held it. Traded down to more liquid stuff right before basketball season at the perfect time. Forgot to say I also got a Bancaro Obsidian RPA in the deal, 5 cards for the 1 Purdy. So the trade value, the cool thing about Veriswap, I've never used it, but it does say like total value, like who adds cash, like that. It shows you some stuff. It's kind of interesting. It says he had the Purdy at 4.3K and got 5.3K and 5 cards for it. This seems like a heck of Heck of a one-sided deal, if you ask for my opinion on this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trading, I don't want to go too far into Veriswap, but it kind of seems like the NBA trade machine for cards, which is kind of cool. A Brock Purdy downtown, the Brock Purdy discourse is well overserved, and there's too many people talking about it. But like at the end of the day, Brock Purdy is a 7th round pick, last pick in the draft. He can come and go in a week, and no one would forget, no one would remember him, to be honest. So I would take this 5-for-1 all day.
Yeah, basketball right before the season started. You at least picked up a Purdy, so if Purdy is awesome, you have a vested interest. This seems like a good trade. To me, it's not a player of the week candidate because he didn't sell anything. There's no it's just a trade. We don't know if anything happened. So to me, I don't know if this is completed. Like, what do you guys think on that?
Well, no, hold on. It was a transaction, no? If you complete a trade, that's a trade. That's a play.
Yeah, I can respect it.
Let's see the rest of the options first before you shut it down.
Respect it.
Guy's very stringent with the rules of play of the week all of a sudden.
Yeah,
JJ McCarthy gives me Brock Purdy energy.
Winner, owns Ohio State. Next.
Meditates heavily and listens to Bob Marley before games.
Love that.
Dirty cards. Play of the week submission. I bought an
Fire.
Alvin Kamara encased rookie auto with a Who Dat inscription from a freight liquidator I follow on eBay for $45.63. It would have been a deal if it was a normal encased rookie auto, but it was a black box 101. They had not put that in the listing description. I turned it around and listed it at auction, making sure that to list this in the title and description. It ended at $280 and was paid for. After fees and shipping, I netted $188.15 for a 400% ROI in less than a month.
That's
a good
fire.
job. I feel like
I love his
inscriptions.
game.
Inscriptions matter.
Good inscriptions like this one.
I love his
I
game.
feel like black boxes sell for. I love Kamara as well. I feel like black boxes normally sell for less though.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree.
So this is a good deal.
Willis McGahee's game was also sick, and that makes sense that Alvin Kamara grew up
Yep.
as a massive McGahee fan.
I agree.
Worst injury I've ever seen.
Oh, gross. Disgusting. That
That one
Marcus
from
was
what's
it?
his name this past weekend was bad. Or 2
Oh,
weeks
is that wait, which one?
ago. Jordan Travis.
Oh, yeah. You know,
Ooh,
that's, I mean,
didn't see.
Marcus
Broken leg
Lattimore
hanging
was
out.
disgusting. Kevin Ware was disgusting. Paul George was disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yeah, Kevin Ware was different.
Sean Livingston's probably the worst one I've ever seen. If you ever watch that where he dunks and lands and is
That's
awful.
my guy. I model my game after Sean.
It's
Livingston.
awful. All right, Big E 361 cards says play the week submission. In July of 2020, Lou, did you hear that? July of 2020.
I heard it.
I bought 5 Ohtani Topps Chrome base for $5 a card when his market was way down, thinking his upside was through the roof despite the injuries and some poor performances. In May of 23, I decided to send the best looking 3 out of 5 to PSA as part of a value bulk submission since he seemed to be off to a hot start with the season. I got them back after a month and all 3 received 10s. In July, as a big baseball fan, I decided to hold on to 1 for the PC, sell 1 now, and hold on to 1 to sell down the road. The card sold fast for $300. Not too long after the sale is when he got injured as well. After fees, I received $253 and realized a net profit of about $225. I know it's a long play, but I appreciate y'all reading. Big fan of the show. I mean, sold 1 to pay for all of them and has 4 cards left. I mean,
yeah, I wonder why he held on to them for 3 years and didn't submit.
well, probably because
Vision.
$100 to submit to PSA during COVID.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a long-term play. You love to see it.
You do love to see a 3-year play.
I tell you what, it is very funny how there are some very obvious we were wrong moments on Card Talk. Like I was an anti Jalen Hurts. Lou was like, hey, Ohtani's flash in the pan. Ty still thinks MPJ is the best basketball player since Jordan.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
Ryan thinks Ohio State's a top 3 program in the country. That's another
For
one.
sure. Facts.
Ryan Day is a good head coach. Another one.
Maybe top 5.
All right, what's next?
He won the final.
All right, this is from Laboro Flo Phil.
Labor
Wait,
of love.
I was putting them together. I was like, what?
Right, are you good, bro? It says it right there.
That's amazing.
I didn't see his. I don't
That's
ever look
rich.
at that. I literally just look at the name. Labor of Love. Hi guys. Here's my submission for Play of the Week. I had heard that autographs of James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano were up, so I bought a PSA 10 6 auto out of 10 of the cast members of The Sopranos for $158 back in May. I had no idea it was Pop 1 at the time, but this seemed like a great deal, and The Sopranos is my favorite TV show of all time, so I had no problems hanging on to it for at least a little bit. In September, I decided to send the card to Golden, and it sold for $475, $570 with buyer's premium. Couldn't be happier. Real quick, is there a show I should watch more than The Sopranos? Because I've never seen it.
The
Sopranos is
Wire.
the best show of all time.
You said The Wire?
Yeah.
I've heard The Sopranos is the number one answer.
Sopranos.
I've seen
Wire,
some
Breaking
of
Bad.
Entourage. Game
Well,
of
if you haven't
Thrones
seen
was
Entourage, I would definitely say Entourage. But
I've seen some
The
of it.
Wire-
Game of Thrones was awesome. I loved Game of Thrones, and I never saw Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad on the list for sure.
I'm a Wire over Sopranos guy. Maybe it's because Sopranos is from my hood, but
This seems like a play.
Succession is obviously one you should watch as well, probably.
bro, The Wire is you gotta watch The Wire.
Yeah.
There's a lot of references throughout culture everywhere about The Wire that fly over people's head.
Is The Wire new?
No.
No,
Old.
it's from like the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, really? I've never even heard of it.
What? Yeah.
How's that possible?
Never heard of it.
It's about it released in 2002 was the first season. It's 5 seasons long, and it's
It's called The
about
Wire?
pretty much the drug scene in Baltimore, and it's like told through the story of like the cops, and it's epic.
Well, different seasons like different perspectives, isn't it? It's like
different parts of the city, but it's really about crime and corruption in the city of Baltimore and how the cops like play into it and all that yada yada.
Never heard
The
of it.
characters are so sick.
I do think, we don't, Leaf doesn't get enough credit, but like some of the autos they make, some of the quads, duels, 6-ways, like stuff like this, these are cool cards. Like if Sopranos is all-time show, I understand that. Like I don't watch it, I'm not a fan, but like this is a pretty cool card in a Pop 1 of like one of the greatest TV shows of all time. Like imagine what a Friends one would do.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you do pretty well. Like, I think of it the same way. Like, I think if you're fans of these shows, like, I would love a Game of Thrones 6-person auto. I'm in.
I think those exist, right? I would bet they do.
I don't know if they have 6 people. I know Kit Harington and Amelia Clark have dual autos from Leaf, and a few like from the Rittenhouse Game of Thrones sets, but I don't think there's 6 people autos.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of a Modern Family watch right now. I'm at the end, so I would do a Modern Family 6-person auto. Would be cool with the whole family. But this is a great play. Good job by
yeah, I like this play, and I think this speaks to there is play potential in moving cards from one platform to the other.
100%.
There are a lot of places trying to continue to sell cards at the moment. Whatnot, eBay, Golden, Heritage, PWCC. There's a million places, card shows, like card shops, like there's a million places to sell cards right now. I think there's opportunity to buy and sell between the platforms.
Yeah, you're trading on their brand as well when you sell with one of these versus an eBay versus a Golden, whatever.
Jay, is there another one?
And we have 3 more.
Oh wow, here's a good one. Oh man, AJM Cards 94.
Wow.
Went to my local show on Saturday morning with the goal of spending 2 hours building an additional card equity for my PC. Spent 2 hours at a dealer's table that had reasonable prices and was easy to work with. In the bulk deal, I paid $143. With the price I paid, I thought I originally would be able to make $50 on the lot. The lot included, most notably, a Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud jersey-numbered college cards. Shout out to him, jersey numbers where it's at. There was one card that caught my eye, though, at the dealer's table. That was a David Beckham Blue Shimmer historic ticket priced at $50. There was a comp for a Diego Maradona of the same card for $50, but I thought Beckham could do well considering the Netflix documentary, and I knew that I would be able to get a lower price in buying in bulk. I listed the Beckham card on eBay at $245, but did not receive the amount of views that I thought it would allow the card to sell quickly. I decided to send the Beckham card and my remaining 2 or higher value cards to consignment since it already made a majority of my money back in the lot. The Beckham card ended up finishing at $237.50 at auction. In total, I made $170, kept a card for my Celtics PC, and have 8 cards in the $5 to $10 range that I've yet to sell. The $170 that I made for 2 hours work on Saturday morning went towards the majority of my first Peyton Manning auto for the PC. Thanks for all, including Jay and Court, for providing a podcast that I have to look forward to every week. Adam.
I think Adam isn't aware of Robert and all the work he puts in on the back end. So shout out Robert as well.
Agreed.
It's a pretty good play, man. Love me some jersey numbered stuff. So A+ job there. You guys know I'm a big fan of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Beckham, the documentary, if you haven't watched, is
A+.
A++++++.
Still have not watched it.
A+. Fantastic. It's amazing.
He was cruising around F1 Vegas. It was
I really enjoyed it.
très magnifique. I like the play. I like when you find a dealer that is willing to make some deals, spend some time there.
Value boxes where you can find jersey numbered stuff, variety, and they're willing to make deals. That's a win.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
A+.
What's right? Is he hooping? Oh, he's got a little Tatum in the bio, dunking on someone. Nice.
All right, what's next, Jay? Res Sports Cards. Hey, Car Talk crew. Always enjoy the podcast. Got to play this week. A buddy of mine bought a collection locally of football cards / memorabilia in Pittsburgh. There were 7 full 3-row boxes of cards and a bunch of random signed jerseys and photos. Included was a bunch of Larry Fitzgerald stuff. In one of the boxes, we ended up finding. Hold on. Ty. Okay, here we go.
I can read.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. So I'll jump in from there were 7 full 3-row boxes of cards and a bunch of random signed jerseys and photos. Included was a bunch of Larry Fitzgerald stuff. In one of the boxes, we ended up finding an optic gold vinyl 1/1 from 2017 Contenders. There were about 10 cards I was interested in, so I ended up making an offer on a small lot from the collection for $425, including the gold vinyl. Opted to have it graded, and it came back a PSA 9. A few weeks ago, I had a conversation with the great hobby member at Cardboard Chronicles, Josh, and he had mentioned he was helping gather rare Fitz cards for Larry himself. Oh, wow. I ended up selling the gold vinyl for $650 to Josh for Larry's PC and still have the rest of the cards from the lot. Thought it was cool that Fitz is actively looking for his cards, and Josh said he has located over 30 for his collection. That's pretty crazy.
That's sick.
Selling a card to the guy is kind of
Larry Fitz is no slouch either.
No.
Courtney's a big Larry Fitz fan, I'm learning.
Arizona, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't really know. I mean, he is a
Wow.
legend. I got a question. Well, it's kind of a loaded question, but
when are they not?
Steelers Cardinals was like the best Super Bowl we've seen, right?
Patriots Giants is probably up there.
That Steelers Cardinals game had everything, bro.
Falcons Patriots 28-3 is pretty big.
I'm still with the Steelers Cardinals. Bro, the 100-yard
listen,
Harrison
Super Bowl
return
MVP.
at halftime.
Wasn't Super
Larry
Bowl MVP
Fitz.
Antonio Holmes, Ohio State legend?
Yeah, I was getting there. You didn't even give me time to get there. Larry Fitz cutting through the free safety and strong safety for an unreal tutty, and they think they have it in the bag, and then smaller Ben comes down the field, and my man is literally parallel to the ground, catching the ball 5 yards out of bounds while doing the most clean toe tap in the history of the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
I tell you what, it's really cool to see athletes collecting cards, and especially ones that are like involved and like active. I don't know if Larry's active. Like there's a picture here with him and Josh, which is cool. I mean, that counts as active enough.
He's in the mix. Yeah, and publicly in the mix.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
Jay, is there another one?
I think that was it. This is a banger, though. Also, Ty, I just looked it up real fast. It's definitely in the top 3. The Giants-Patriots one is really good, and then the Eagles, Nick Foles one is really good, too.
The Philly special?
Yeah, and 28-3 as well.
28-3. Yeah, 28-3 and the Giants beating the...
Is it Tyree or Mario Manningham? Which is the
Tyree.
Tyree went to my high school. That night was lit.
That is probably one of the most disappointed nights I've ever been.
I could imagine.
Well, you couldn't have been disappointed Saturday night. You had to be over it by then.
Yeah. On to better things. We're on to next year.
Eli.
All right, Jake, run back through them again. I think I know mine. I'm going with the value box play with the jersey numbered stuff and the David Beckham.
I'm going Ohtani, 3-year play.
Wow, I was going to take something else, but I won't.
You want to do it and let the fans vote?
We could.
Let the audience vote?
Go back through one more time for me, Jay.
I think we got to nail a winner here.
I have a feeling I know which one Lou wants.
I'm going to take the Ohtani.
3 years.
I wanted to take the Purdy, but I didn't want to argue about it.
Wow, I didn't think you were going to take that one. Okay.
3
Some
years.
good plays this
You
week.
just like the NBA trade situation.
I did. I did. It caught my attention in a real way.
All right. Well, shout out to everybody who submitted plays this week. As we wrap it up, we got some cool stuff dropping this week. You have Leaf Decision update, I will say. One of my favorite products of the year.
Is this the president stuff?
Yes.
Oh, this is our
That's
favorite, right?
Lou and I text about this product all year long. I send him pictures of all these
favorite.
crazy politicians, these like flag cards and these coins. I text him to Lou. Lou loves it. Like Lou
My
and I have a
favorite.
blast when I text pictures of this stuff. Leaf Exotic multi-sport rookies tops Major League Soccer with Messi. Drops this week. You have top Star Wars finest. You have Donruss football getting some downtowns. CJ Stroud is hot right now. It'll be exciting to talk about that in a few weeks. Probably a play of the week potential here before too long with somebody with CJ Stroud downtown. You've got one-on-one basketballs next week. So solid week. Donruss football, Star Wars, Major League Soccer, Leaf Exotic, multi-sport rookies, and decision update. So should be a fun week.
I got to figure out what's in this Leaf 2024. I got to know.
I'll rip some and I'll send you some pics.
Please. It's the silliest things in the world.
Oh, dude, here, you want to see some pictures? I'll
send me
text you
a
some
pic right
pictures after.
College basketball starting to pop off. Getting into the
Purdue.
season. Purdue, Hunter Dickerson. UConn's really great again. A lot of good teams.
I spent like 2 minutes looking at the rankings yesterday, seeing UConn, and like, are they the best small school athletically, like at a single sport? Like,
When you say small school, I mean, it's a state school.
I know, but one of the smallest states.
Yeah. Would you say like Gonzaga's on their level in terms of like size? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe Gonzaga's up there.
It's a good
But
shot.
UConn's had a more successful college basketball run, even though Gonzaga's been
Probably.
100% true.
UConn gets it done.
Facts.
And
Utah
men's
gets
and women's.
Yeah, Utah gets it done. UConn gets it done, not Utah.
UConn,
Yeah. Also, Rutgers is really good. They're probably like top 40 right now. They got a big game coming up on Saturday against Illinois.
Quinnipiac hockey is a good shout, Bobby. I respect the shout. All right, let's wrap it up.
It's been a
Appreciate
pleasure.
y'all.
See you guys next week.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace, guys.